want to introduce you now to an old age pensioner who was just about to be executed for his faith. He was about 86 years of age, and his name was Polycarp, and the place was Smyrna, which is modern-day Izmir in Turkey. Polycarp was a disciple of St. John the Apostle for 20 years, so was able to hear the words of Jesus direct from him. He lived in an age after the death of the other apostles, when a variety of interpretations of Jesus' sayings were being preached. Polycarp's role was in authenticating and preserving the orthodox teachings he received from John, by challenging the heretics of the day and passing on John's theology to his own student Irenaeus. A credit to Polycarp's faithfulness in his Johannine schooling can be seen in Irenaeus' theology, which is almost entirely Johannine. Irenaeus would use words of both John and Jesus when asserting truth. It was Polycarp's understanding of genuine apostolic doctrine that brought him much respect from other bishops, having been made a bishop by John the Apostle himself. Between 150 and 160 AD, Polycarp went to Rome in his capacity as a bishop to visit another bishop by the name of Anicetus to discuss the differences that existed between Asia and Rome, particularly the date of Easter. No agreement was found, with each bishop continuing their own custom without breaking off communion with each other. Polycarp followed the Eastern tradition of celebrating Easter at the Passover, on whichever day it fell. The next time the date of Easter would be discussed between the two traditions would be the Synod of Whitby in 664 AD. It was shortly after this that Polycarp was famously martyred in about 155 AD. He was sentenced to being burnt at the stake for refusing to burn incense to the Roman Emperor and confess him to be Lord. However, the flames lit to kill him were unable to touch him, and he was instead stabbed to death. It was said that there was so much blood that it quenched the flames around him. Surviving accounts of the bravery of this very old man in the face of death only added influence to his words. His final words were, 86 years have I served him, and he has done me no wrong. How then can I blaspheme my king who saved me? I remember at the end of the first Celtic Arc journey in 1995, coming into Turkey, our final destination, and travelling through Izmir and being totally overwhelmed with the suffocating traffic, heat and noise of the place, and thinking then how strange there were no signs or symbols anywhere to indicate that this had been a pivotal place in the development of early Christianity. Unlike John's legacy in Ephesus, which can be well seen, there is little to point to his successor, Bishop Polycarp of Smyrna. There is only one church dedicated to him to be found in Izmir, which you'd be forgiven for passing by completely, missing the church itself and the name of Polycarp. But this is the setting of the early church, and Smyrna is very much part of the future, as it is one of the 7 churches mentioned in the book of Revelation, also written by St. John the Apostle. The practices and principles developed here in these obscure outposts of their time will become the foundation for many Christian communities in the remote parts of France, Britain and Ireland, the Celtic Arc. Maybe in the future we will see again the re-emergence of the fire that kindled those early pioneers.